Now we do the voo ah e. So the voo comes from Peter Levine. And many of you may know Peter Levine. He's actually a friend of mine. I've interviewed him on the Stop Chasing Pain podcast. He's get whatever books Peter Levine has and just get them and start reading them. He's really big with somatics, and he teaches you a thing where you go voo, voo like this to relax. And one of the reasons that helps you relax is because you're using what? You're changing your voice, you're vibrating your throat, you're vibrating your esophagus, you're vibrating your sternum, and you're using the back of the throat. So when you know neurology, you know that that's not woo woo because you're doing voo. You're stimulating your cranial nerves like a hashtag beast mode monster boss. Okay. And when you do a voo, you can do an extremely long exhale. Why would you like to have an extremely long exhale? That stimulates your parasympathetic nervous system, right? Now, the ah, I added the ah. Why do you want an ah? Where else did you see ah today? Yeah, somebody go, ah, 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 ah. Why would you do that? Because you want to stimulate number 9 and number 10 at the back to engage the muscles. So when I go, ah, 9 and 10, bam, voo, 9 and 10, bam. Then we do E. E. When we do E, along E, you will actually be engaging this muscle here. So look at me. If I do this kind of thing, E, E, I'm trying to engage what I call the Hulk muscle. I have a really big, freaky platysma, by the way. And it's just by kind of protruding your jaw a little bit and bringing it down and going E, you engage the platysma. Why in the world do you want to engage the platysma? Because it's innervated by a cranial nerve, for goodness sakes. Cranial nerve number 7. So it's very big for your what? Your parasympathetic nervous system. Okay? And when you use this, the platysma, you influence what? The fascia, and the fascia. And what you really influence here is the ability to drain waste from your brain. This is a muscle that really influences waste drainage from the brain. And it will help you with your TMJ. So what we do is we are going to thump. It's called thymus thumping. If you've studied Eastern medicine, your thymus gland sits here and you thump it. You can thump it with your hand. You usually make a fist like this, like a hammer fist, and you put your thumb over top and you thump this. That's called vibration, everybody. You hit the sternum and or you use the Mojo vibration ball on the sternum. So when you vibrate your sternum, you change how your voice sounds, and it may kind of ricochet a little bit. And then, of course, you do the Luke, I am your father line. Yes. And what runs along back here? What runs along back here? Your vagus nerve, right? And your esophagus, everybody, your esophagus is part of what? The ventral vagal system. Ventral vagal system. Remember, ventral vagal is the myelinated one that pulls you out of the quicksand faster. So we're going to do a voo, ah, e. And what you can do is then move into repeating that 3 times. It's an extremely powerful reset where you will influence when I show you how to do this, because you're going to make your eyes really big and you'll move your eyes in different directions, which will get your cranial nerve number 3, your oculomotor nerve. You're going to also get cranial nerve number 7, which is your facial nerve. You're going to get 9 and 10 with your vu ah e. You're going to get 12. Why am I going to get 12? What's 12 do? That's the motor nerve to the tongue. Well, you're going to have to move your tongue in a different place when you do VU and when you do ah and when you do e. So you're engaging number 12. Okay. And then what you'll end up doing here is I'm going to have you tap your platysma at the same time on the exit of an E with a couple of reps. Okay. So let's do first where you'll do the sternum thump. And let's do a couple of VU, ah, E's, just like that. And then I'll show you how we'll add at the end a little tap on the platysma, and that'll help engage some of that sternocleidomastoid muscle. And you have to use what? To tap here, you have to elevate your scapula, your shoulder blade, using cranial nerve number 11. And bam, guess what you just hit? The brainstem in the back, which takes you down into fight or flight. And you're going to have nice long exhales, which increases the parasympathetic nervous system when you do it. All right. So let's do a couple of VU and ahs first, and then we'll add an E. All right. So I'll do one with a thump. You can do with me. Then I'll do one with the ball. So when we do this, I want an inhale through the nose. And then when you exhale, you'll do the VU sound. And then we'll turn that into an ah sound and make it a really long one. Okay? As you thump. So here comes round number 1. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, thump. Go boo, ah, and relax. Normal breath in through the nose. Nice long breath out of the nose. Now I'm going to try it with the ball. Okay, we'll do one more like that. In through the nose. Out. Boo. Ah. Relax. Normal in through the nose. Longer exhale through the nose. Out. Then we're going to add the E. Okay. Now, when we do the E, we're going to do this. So watch me. I want you to make, when you do the E point, you're going to make your eyes really big and wide, like this, opening up your eyes. This is going to engage more facial muscles. When you do the E, I want you to go E, but I really want you to engage this like this. Try this. E, E, E. Try that. E. So your eyes will be really big and your E will go out as you're thumping or as you're vibrating. Okay? So let's try this one together. I'm going to do the thump. Now, here's the trick. You have to time how long your VU is, how long your ah is, and how long your E is, so you get all three of them in on the same exhale. All right? So here we go. In through the nose, out, boo, ah. Now, eyes big, ah, e, big eyes, e, make this big, e, and relax. Normal breath in, normal breath out. Do that again. Okay. Now, this may already be too much for a lot of you, so you can take a break if you need to. Now we move into the top tier. This is what I eventually want you to work up to. Let me move the camera angle just a little bit here. Okay. This one, you'll do the same boo, ah, e. Eyes will go big, e again, but you're not thumping. You're taking your fingers and you're tapping on the side of the platysma. As you do that, your eyes are big, but then I want your eyes to look around as well. So you look like a lunatic. Okay? That's the goal. Are you ready? Okay, let's all look bananas together. Here we go. So in through the nose, out. You go boo, ah. Now, E, big eyes. E, tap, look around. E. And relax. Normal breath in, normal breath out. I'm going to tell you something right now. If you can wake up in the morning and you drink a nice glass of water, do your big six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jump up and down a little bit, and then give 1 round or 2 rounds of the Vu A. You have reset your nervous system for a great day where it's beast mode monster time.